Today, we're going to tackle one of the most common and honestly most invisible sources of frustration on the web. We're going to look at one single powerful guideline that can turn those silent, confusing moments into really clear, accessible experiences for absolutely everyone.
You know that feeling, right? You click Add to Cart or Submit, and just crickets. You're left staring at the screen thinking, did it work? Is the site broken? Should I click it again? That little moment of limbo, of uncertainty, that's exactly what we're talking about today.
But here's where we need to shift our perspective. For someone using a screen reader, that silence isn't some occasional bug. It's pretty much the default. When content on the page changes without any kind of announcement, they're navigating a silent web, completely in the dark about what's actually going on.
And this quote right here, it just gets straight to the heart of it. This isn't just a technical problem. It's a barrier that leads to real human frustration. I mean, think about it. If you don't even know you made a mistake, how can you possibly fix it? You're just stuck, and a lot of people will just give up and leave.
This kind of silence is everywhere on the modern web. A little message pops up saying, "Item added to cart," or your search results refresh without the whole page reloading. Maybe a little red border appears around a form field with an error. Sighted users see these things instantly, but to assistive technology, if it's not coded right, it's like it never even happened.
So how do we fix this silent web? How do we literally make a website talk? Well, that brings us to the core of this whole thing, Web Content Accessibility Guideline 4.1.3, which is all about status messages. This is the rule that's specifically designed to give a voice to all those silent updates. Okay, let's break down the official definition. A status message is just what it sounds like. It's information about what just happened. Success, an error, progress. But here is the really crucial part. It delivers that info without stealing focus. This means it doesn't suddenly yank the user's cursor or their keyboard to a new spot on the page. It's a helpful announcement, not a rude interruption.
And yeah, this is a key distinction. A quick update like 5 results returned or shopping cart updated, that's a status message. But a whole accordion menu expanding or big pop-up dialog box that takes over the screen, that's not. Those are major changes in context, and they're handled by other accessibility rules. We are laser-focused on those small but super important updates.
All right, so how do we actually do this? The main tool for the job is called ARIA. Now, you don't need to get bogged down in the name. Just think of ARIA roles as giving your website different voices it can use to talk to assistive technologies. We're going to look at the 3 big ones.
First up, we have the polite voice. This is your go-to for standard, non-urgent updates. Using role as status is kind of like a cashier politely confirming your order is all set. It doesn't shout over you, it waits for a natural pause to deliver the good news.
You'd use this polite voice for things like, yep, a form was submitted successfully, or letting someone know their file upload is complete, or maybe just updating the number of items in their shopping cart. These are helpful confirmations, not 5-alarm fires.
And would you look at that? This is what it actually looks like in the code. It's so simple. You just wrap your confirmation message in an element with role equals status, and screen readers know exactly what to do. Announce it politely when the user has a free moment.
Now for our second voice, we're doing a complete 180. Role is assertive. It is the fire alarm. It is designed to interrupt the user right away because the information is critical for them to move forward.
This is your voice for errors. Things like error, invalid email format, or password is too short. These are blockers. The user has to know about them right now to fix the problem. Using an alert makes sure that message cuts through the noise. And again, look how simple the code is. By just changing that one word from status to alert, we've given this message the urgency it needs to be genuinely helpful and stop a user from getting hopelessly stuck.
So let's put them side by side. Status is polite for general updates, and it waits for a pause. Alert is assertive for critical errors, and it interrupts immediately. Choosing the right voice is everything. If you make everything an alert, your site becomes incredibly annoying and chatty. But if you use status for a critical error, your user might miss it completely.
Our third main voice is the progress report. This one's for when something is happening over a period of time, like a file uploading or an installation running. It keeps the user in the loop while they're waiting.
So basically, anytime you have a visual progress bar showing a file upload or a little loading spinner, you should be using this role. It ensures that a user who can't see that visual bar still gets the exact same information about how things are going.
And here's the code for that. You can see it not only defines the role, but also gives the current value. That way, the screen reader can give precise updates as things change,
50% complete, then 75% complete, keeping the user informed without them having to guess.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how, but now let's zoom out and talk about the most important part, why this matters so much. This is about way more than just adding a few extra attributes to your code.
I mean, for people who are blind or have low vision and rely on screen readers, these messages are absolutely essential. But it doesn't stop there. That clear, predictable feedback from a well-made status message, that also provides incredible support for users with certain cognitive disabilities by cutting down on ambiguity and confusion.
So, at the end of the day, this isn't about compliance or just checking a box on some list. It's about empathy. It's about intentionally designing an experience that is clear, empowering, and just plain respectful for every single person who uses your site.
And that brings us to the final takeaway here. Every one of us, designers, developers, content creators, we all have a part to play in building a web that works better for everyone.
It really is this simple. By using the right roles for your status messages, you are literally giving your website a voice. A helpful, clear voice that makes sure every user knows what's happening, understands what their actions did, and never, ever gets left behind in that frustrating silence.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. As you go back to your own projects, your websites, your apps, ask yourself, what parts are still silent? And what are you going to do to finally give them a voice?